Hi everybody and welcome to this qualifying round playthrough for Rookie Division for the Escape to the Sun tournament. We do have the tournament wins in the shots here. I'm going to take you through the replays and my adjustments as we go along. Please do hit thumbs up on the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new here. It is totally free to do so. If you're playing pro, individual hole videos are up on the channel already. And finally, as always on the channel, we are using true rookie level clubs. Here we go. Okay, starting with the par 4 then here, hole number 1. Here I do have a look at the extra mile but need more topspin. So for true rookies we'll have to be the big topper for the excellent topspin here. So in the end I decide on a Katana because I do need 3 bars of side spin. You could play with a Quasar if you want to cut down on your power 2 balls, but you would then need to play with some curl as well. In the end, I go with 7 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the right. And we're just setting up there with the second bounce over the rough and the top right of the yellow ring touching the rough. Adjustment here, medium distance, 20% elevation. And as always with the big topper, we do want to focus on hitting perfect due to low club accuracy. Ball touching the outside wall of the adjustment ring to the right. Obviously if you're playing with a side spin 2 ball you'd need to go with a little bit more curl, but this one rolls very nicely and we want to just approach the rough and the bushes without getting too close. Second shot is going to be played with our short iron and we're going with the thorn. Here I'm adding spin, 1 bar of backspin, then we aim at the pin as best we can with the ball guide that we have available. Ball guide will need to be left slightly short, so do bear that in mind if you do have a thorn that is lower than level 8, which you most likely will have if you're playing rookie. Adjustment here, maximum distance, 10% elevation. Max plus 10, even though we're not quite at max distance of club, this is working very, very nicely. Center the ball in the adjustment ring and hit perfect, and we've got a very good chance of dropping this one for an eagle. Bounces nicely before the fringe and then rolls in beautifully right at pin. Now on to the par 3 here, and we do have a hole in 1 here as well. So playing with the Viper, and I'm going with max backspin with the Viper level 8, which is 4.5 bars backspin. If you don't have that available on your Viper, then you could play with the Guardian in lower level instead. Little bit of side spin to the right and setting up here looking at the ball guide going just at the edge of that dark green square row. Check the video, do pause it, make sure you get the right landing position. This is a difficult shot to find in terms of the landing spot. Adjustment is mid plus 20. Mid plus 20 on this one, and it will bounce very nicely on the fairway. Bounces second bounce on the fringe and right at pin for a hole in 1 on this par 3. Now we're going to look at this par 5. Extra mile and a Titan. 4.5 top spin. And then we want 1 bar of side spin to the right and have the yellow ring touching the rough on the top right of the yellow ring with the ball guide pointing right down the middle of the fairway. Adjustment here is going to be medium distance, 10% elevation. And then we want a nice perfect ball here because we are shooting onto a very narrow patch of fairway. Perfect ball is had here, which is very good, and we do bounce very nicely and we're not threatening the rough on either side. Minor great left, minor great right should be fine. Second shot now, we are going to play definitely for an eagle, but a small chance of an albatross as well. I would suggest going with approximately 3 backspin and 1 bar side spin to the left. If you have a sniper here in higher level, then play with the sniper, but make sure you've got some decent distance on it because you don't want to be short. In the end, I go with a little bit more side spin because I want to try and find that little sticky spot where you can move your target around and the second bounce really doesn't move that much at all. So adjustment here, I go max plus 10. Maximum distance, 10% elevation, and this one is going to be coming in close. But either way, very, very safe eagle, and you do have a good chance of an albatross, particularly if you do have slightly higher clubs, but if not, even still a small chance with lower level clubs. So max plus 10 on the second shot. Very good attempt for a hole-in-one here, very good shot on this par 3. And we're going with the backbone level 8 in my instance. 5 bars of backspin, add your spin, and then set up with the blue ring touching the beginning of the fringe. Different level of short long iron will have different ring size, so focus on the second bounce being in the middle of those dark green squares. Aim at the pin, then we are going to adjust medium distance, 20% elevation. Then, once we've done that, very important part, you turn the camera around and you push back 1 ring along the line of the shot. That's because we adjust to a higher point, and if we don't do this, we will gain too much distance and come in too hot. So pull back 1 ring, and then we are going to take our shot here. Perfect ball. Dropped this one a couple of times already today. Bounces on the downslope and checks up beautifully for a hole-in-one. Now with this par 4, you could go right hand side, but the option I'm showing you here is straight ahead on the left. Going with the quarterback and a katana, setting up at max distance with the quarterback level 6, just under 3 bars of topspin and 1 bar side spin to the right, and we're just aiming in the gap between the trees. Adjustment here is going to be maximum distance, 20% elevation, max plus 20. Obviously if you're using a different level quarterback, you may have more distance available, so you might want to back up your club according to the power you have available on it. Perfect ball, and we're just going to bounce very nicely and coast ourselves along the fairway to set up a rough bump for the second shot. Now if you don't want to go for the rough bump, then instead you can just bounce on the small patch of fairway here, in which case I would play 40% elevation. But for the rough bump, because we're going a bit nearer to max distance of club, I'm going to suggest we go max plus 50. In the video here I go with 40 and it's not enough. Little bit of backspin, aim at the pin with the ball guide you have available. You will need to use the Goliath though, otherwise you will be in between clubs. So max plus 50 would be my recommendation here. I go 40 in the video and we just under adjusted. So max plus 50 will be a very good look at this one. Because it's level crosswind, great left, great right should, as long as they are minor great balls, still be safe. Bouncing very nicely in the centre of the rough, but just need a little bit more on the adjustment. Onto a par 5 now. We do have headwind, but still going to be absolutely fine to secure our eagle. Tighten ball, and we're going with 4.5 topspin and a 1 bar side spin to the left. Aim straight down the middle of the narrow part of the fairway. Not quite at max distance here. I am backing up, so I'm at plus 4 with the extra mile level 6. Adjustment here is going to be maximum distance, 10% elevation, max plus 10. We're still not at max, so absolutely fine. No need for any overpower. Just centered ball in the middle of the adjustment ring, hit perfect, and off we go. And this ball will bounce before the rough and bounce over the rough and the sand very nicely, and just track down the middle of the fairway. No need to push it any harder than that. 337, 340, going to be absolutely fine. Second shot, we are going to show you the bounce over here. Now, with the Viper, I'm a little bit lacking in topspin. If you do have a wood club with more topspin available, I would go with that. But if you want accuracy, then the Viper will get you on the green for an eagle. So 2.8 topspin, could go with a little bit more though, and we're going with 2 left spin. Mid distance, 0 elevation is what I'm going with this one. And here the objective is just to get on the green safely for an eagle. A very slim chance at the albatross, especially with this wind angle, but we want to make sure we're not going to jeopardise the eagle. Bounces very nicely and the topspin takes us on. A little bit more topspin will get us close to the pin, but still a very makeable putt. Now we're going to play right hand side on this par 4 with the quarterback for the ball guide and accuracy. Even in low level, we like the accuracy. With the quarterback level 6, going with a Quasar, power 1 ball, 3 topspin, 1 left spin, set up with a white ring touching the rough on the right. Then we are adjusting here maximum distance, 10% elevation, max plus 10. As before, if you've got different level quarterback, make sure you are setting up at the equivalent points, especially if you have more power. So max plus 10, and we're going to hit perfect here, which is great. Ball bounces very nicely on the fairway, and we just want to roll towards the top left corner Don't need to threaten the rough at all. That is going to be absolutely fine. Second shot here, I do think about a bounce over, but in the end I decide we need to really go for the rough bump, otherwise we adjust into long iron range. Apply spin. I'm using sniper, but it is lower level, it's level 6. Obviously if you don't have sniper, you can still play this shot with a Viper, just replicate the landing position and the spin. Little bit of backspin, aim at the pin, and then the adjustment I make here, I go mid distance of club, 0 elevation. Don't worry about falling into the sand. We have the ball guide just through the hole there to compensate for any lack of distance. Perfect ball, get this shot away just in the nick of time. Bounces very, very nicely, but a little bit under adjusted, so we could add 0.1 and 0.2 to the adjustment there. But very good chance of a drop here on this par 4. Tricky par 3 here due to it being massively downhill. This one does need a little tweak, but it is something to work with at least. And we're only using a power 1 ball. Setting up max distance of backbone level 8, 0.2, 0.3 bars of topspin. Just make sure you find a good landing spot here. This is a very, very tricky hole. The alternatives, you play with a wood club much nearer the green with backspin, but at the moment I'm favouring the long iron with a couple of attempts I've had so far. In the video here I play maximum distance, 15% elevation with a perfect ball, so we do test our adjustment and our spin, but just need a little bit of a tweak here. It does bounce very nicely where we want it to, but comes in a little bit on the hot side and a little bit also to the right, but still we're locking in our birdie. And now we're going to finish with the par 5, and I'm going to play with the extra mile because we do have headwind. 4 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. Look at the second bounce there. It is 1 ring onto the fairway beyond the rough and just left of the halfway point. Extra mile level 6 here, and we are going to adjust this one. Max distance, 0 elevation. Even though we are not at max distance of club, max plus 0 is going to work absolutely fine. Little bit of curl to the left, edge of the ball halfway into the wall of the adjustment ring on the left, and this will be great with a perfect ball. Bounces very, very nicely, clears the rough beautifully, and we get a nice little roll along the fairway. Second shot, I do go with the Viper here. I really do need a wood club with more topspin though, so you could use the Big Dog or you could use the Horizon, but we need more than 2.8 bars of topspin. So I would play here with 3 or 3.2 bars of topspin. Aim at the pin. Obviously, if you've got more ball guide available, then go with that. It might be worthwhile investigating the Horizon here for topspin and also ball guide even at low level. Adjustment is max plus 10. It does take me into overpower, which is why it might be nice to have a bit more distance on our wood club. Unfortunately, a minor great right, but we are still going to get onto the green very nicely and be putting for an eagle on this par 5. Thank you for watching and good luck in your rounds. Bye for now.